like that, it's fairly time consuming. So, you know, I don't think we're going to see anything happen real soon.
There's a separate court case for who will get the children right now. Ruby Franke was separated from her husband, and her kids are kind of caught in this in-between land where they have a mom who's in jail. They're not with their dad. I'm not sure if they're at DCFS right now. And their question right now is whether this case should be made public. These kids have lived probably in the eyes of millions of people who've been watching their mom's channel. What do you suspect will happen in this, if it will be closed or open to the public?
I would expect that this will stay closed. Courts are very mindful of protecting children, especially in cases that are very public. I don't think the argument that just because these kids were broadcasted on a YouTube channel is going to carry the day for a court to open this.
All right, Sky Lazaro, thank you so much for your insight.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Well, if you've missed any of our 8 Passengers content, you can find it on our YouTube page. Our reporters have been busy speaking with those who say they have been impacted themselves by Ruby and also by Jody. If you want that complete coverage, it can be found again on our YouTube page. Just look for KUTV. All you have to do is scan the QR code, though, on your screen, and it'll bring it right up. Utah Governor Spencer Cox weighing in on this case today, calling it very troubling.
He says that he's concerned about protecting children and making sure that officials are doing enough. Daniel Woodruff asked the governor about this today during his monthly news conference, and he's joining us live at the Capitol with more. Daniel.
Yeah, Governor Spencer Cox said he really wasn't familiar with the 8 Passengers YouTube channel or with the women involved until this news broke. He acknowledged this case has gotten a lot of attention and says it likely will continue to.
This, like any others, when there's a DCFS complaint, we review all of those to see, what were the actual factors that were complained about. What was our role in that? Is there anything that we could have done differently? And do laws need to be changed? So I suspect, because this is such a high-profile one, there will be a lot more attention to it. But we deal with issues like this all of the time that don't get a lot of attention because they're not YouTube influencers or whatever we call them today. And we care as much about those as we do about the more high-profile ones.
In Illinois, lawmakers there approved a measure just this year requiring that child influencers be compensated for appearing on videos or vlogs. I asked the governor today if Utah should consider such a law. He told me it's interesting. He really hadn't thought about it, says he needs more time to think about it, about any potential action that might happen here on Utah's Capitol Hill. Live, Daniel Woodruff, KUTV 2 News.
Daniel, thank you. New tonight at 6, we're taking a closer look at those who worked with Ruby and Jody. Back in 2012, Jody started an online course. It's known as Connections Classroom.
And Jody says the online course focused on mental fitness and relationship coaching. And there is a third member of Jody's business that Brian Schnee found. It was Pam Botchter. And Brian, what is her involvement like?
It's not exactly clear how Pam Botcher is involved with the Connections Classroom business, which is the business run by Jody Hildebrandt and has Ruby Franke listed as a business team member. Here's a screenshot from a page that lists Pam as a business team member with Connections. She's described as the president of Connections Foundation. The website doesn't describe what her role as president entails. However, we looked into Connections Foundation itself and learned that the IRS determined them as an eligible 501c3 nonprofit back in 2014. According to the IRS, Connections Foundation hasn't filed a 990N form since 2020. But they're still listed as an organization eligible to receive tax-deductible charitable contributions and are listed as a public charity. The Connections Foundation is registered at Jody's address in Ivins. I asked Jessie if she knew Pam during her time living with Jody.
Pam Botcher, when I was living with Jody, Pam Botcher was around. She was Jody's best friend. And I didn't realize that she was connected in this. I mean, I have very strong feelings towards Pam, because of not that she was directly applying she wasn't actually involved, but she was one of the people that was constantly surveilling, the surveillance of reporting back to Jody. She was always at the house just because she was friends with Jody, so it's sometimes a little murky. But wow, that's very disappointing, and I'm wondering why she's not being. Why they're not talking about her.
I tried reaching out to Pam a number of times via call and text and haven't heard back. Brian Schnee, KUTV2 News.
Brian, thank you. Still ahead here on 2 News at 6. Our 8 passengers child abuse case coverage continues tonight. Why an exclusive interview with Jody's niece shines a new light on the charges that both women are facing.
Your vehicle in top condition with our Healthy Car Special for only $59.95. Only at your locally owned Big O Tires.
Stanley Steamer has been cleaning homes and businesses in the Salt Lake and surrounding areas for over 30 years. We are equipped and ready to clean your entire space. Call or go online to schedule your cleaning today.
The results are in, and it's official. Leasing an electric vehicle is now more affordable than buying or leasing gas-powered vehicles. But Jerry Center Kia makes it even more affordable with savings up to $10,000 off new Kia EVs. Plug into Jerry Center Kia and save with $10,000 off new Kia EVs. We are the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region. We are Jerry Center Kia, Salt Lake.
What do we have here?
I was hit by a semi. For your headache.
Don't accept that small check.
We'll make sure that you get the help you deserve.
One call, that's 801-444-4444.
Are you recently retired or nearing retirement? Did you know there are 3 retirement tax traps that could rob you of your hard-earned savings? Hi, I'm Ryan Thacker.
And I'm Tyson Thacker from Boss Retirement Solutions. The last thing you need when you're retired is a surprise tax bill. Learn how you could avoid this in our latest free report, 3 retirement tax traps that could wipe out your savings. This free report reveals what these 3 tax traps are, plus the critical steps you can take now that could dramatically reduce your taxes all through retirement.
Learn how you can avoid 3 retirement tax traps inside this free report from Boss Retirement Solutions, a 5-time winner of the Best of State Award. To get your free report, call 801-528-7810. Remember, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. To get your free report, call 801-528-7810.
Get 2 season ski passes to Solitude with a new Chevy purchase or lease from Riverton Chevy? No way! Yes way! Hurry into Riverton Chevy. The Chevyweight Champ, Riverton Chevy.
If you've been thinking about replacing your old furnace and air conditioner, our free furnace sale is a win-win. If you're willing to help us keep our guys busy by replacing your system right now while we're a little slower, we're willing to help you out with a great deal. Right now, when you have any hour services, install a new air conditioner, we'll give you a new furnace for just the cost to install it, about $400. The furnace is free, you just pay the labor. Now this is a limited time offer, so don't hesitate. Call Any Hour Services and schedule your free estimate today. You can Google Any Hour Services, you can even schedule online at anyhour.com.
Now's the time for cleaner indoor air with an air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer. You've known us for carpet cleaning, but we've been cleaning air ducts for over 20 years. We do things the right way, cleaning your entire system. So if you need an air duct cleaning, call 1-800-STEAMER today.
2 News weather brought to you by Riverton Chevy, the Chevyweight champion.
Welcome back to 2 News at 6. Tonight we are continuing our coverage of the Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt child abuse case.
Brian Schnee has been heavily involved in our coverage of this case, including a number of key interviews and also conversations that we've shared with you only here on 2 News.
2 News is the only local media outlet to speak with Jody Hildebrandt's niece, Jessie. Now, she went into detail with me about her time living with Jody, who was also her counselor, but also what all of this means to her about hearing what Ruby Franke has been saying. When was the last time you either saw, spoke to, or in a way heard from Jody? Has it been a long time?
It's been a long time. I think it was a family member's wedding, like probably over a decade ago.
You were also under her care at one point, right?
Yeah, I was left in her care when I was a teenager. For a little under a year.
Have you met Ruby before?
No, I've never met Ruby. This is the first time I've ever heard of her. I have gone and watched at least some of her videos. They're very difficult to watch just for my own experience with that form of therapy. It's quite triggering, to be honest. So I've never met her. but the things that she is saying and regurgitating are very, very familiar to me. It's interesting to watch I understand this, but it's interesting to watch the world respond to her and kind of putting her at the forefront. And I understand that she's the mother of these children, and it makes sense. But the philosophies and the therapeutic modalities that she's using are Jody's. And these are not new. These are not, this is a pattern that Jody has been engaged with for at least 14 years. I don't know if there are other people that she's used these on, but she's definitely taught. I know that she teaches parents to use these types of therapies, as she would call them. So yeah, it's been a really interesting experience watching everyone focus on Ruby, and I understand why. But this is Jody. These are Jody's words. These are Jody's ideas. These are over decades old. So.
We also confirmed from a police report from American Fork Police Department that in 2010, Jessie, as she told me, ran away from Jody and made her way to Salt Lake City. She wasn't found for at least a few weeks. I asked her what she experienced while living with Jody.
The things that I experienced while living with Jody, I experienced being tied. I experienced being duct taped. I experienced being blindfolded. I experienced severe isolation. I experienced severe emotional, spiritual, and psychological abuse. I experienced the being told I shouldn't be around other people, being told that I was dangerous to be around. People were afraid of me to the point where I was afraid of myself. I was physically, I was forced to sleep outside in the snow. I was, like I said, isolated for up to 12 hours a day. If someone spoke to me directly, if I wasn't wearing duct tape on my mouth, I had to just stare at them and not respond, because she also had systems of people that would report back to her if I broke any of these rules. And her whole thing, which is deeply, darkly ironic, is that everything stems from shame, and how horrible shame is, and that all of the reason, like all of mental illness, all tics, so like OCDs, addiction, everything stems from shame, which is just horrifying, because she is the greatest perpetuator of shame.
Disturbing to hear that, Brian. Thank you. This is just a chunk of the exclusive interview he did with Jessie Hildebrandt. You can find that full 18-minute interview. It's on our YouTube page right now. The video has more than 650,000 views. Again, on KUTV2 News YouTube page.
Thank you, Brian. And once again, joining us for a second time is criminal defense attorney Sky Lazaro.
So, Sky, does this interview from Jody's niece impact this trial at all? Obviously, this is her experience. It's different from her kids that were found bound in that home. Does this play in at all? I think it can. I mean, it certainly is going to affect your jury pool, because now they're going to hear that there is someone else and there was other conduct that happened. There also is a potential that prosecutors could seek to introduce evidence of uncharged conduct under some certain rules of evidence. They could possibly get that in and get her testimony in to show that, you know, this maybe a pattern of behavior,
a pattern or something along those lines, right? How would this impact a jury to hear all of this?
I think anytime you have a case that's getting a lot of exposure and you have a lot of news coverage, and you say this has 650,000 views, anytime the public hears things like this, I think it can affect potential jurors, because what you want when you seat jurors is people who don't know anything about your case and don't have any prejudices or biases. So anytime there's extensive news coverage, or you have other people coming forward and giving, you know, commentary or describing acts that happen to them that's so similar to the allegations, I think it can taint the perception of what people would walk into.
With being a high profile case.
Right, and where you have people who are presumed innocent until proven guilty, it really starts to erode the due process.
Thank you so much for being with us. Always so many other questions. Real quick, though, before we leave, abuse allegations like this, hers are from 2010. Those can't go to court at this point.
No, it's the statute of limitations has run on those, so those couldn't be filed as standalone charges at this point.
All right, Sky Lazaro, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And we will be right back.
2 News brought to you by The Advocates, the trusted advocate of Utah commuters.
Next ET, it's a new coaching era on The Voice. We're with Reba, Niall, John, and Gwen back for more.
Next ET. Watch ET weeknights at 6:30 on KUTV2.
The new 2023 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped to conquer the great outdoors. Or the great indoors. Welcome to the peak of premium off-roading. Or get 0.9% APR and no monthly payments until 2024. Plus, get over 3,200 total trade assistance on 2023 Sierra Denali 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models.
The RV show may be over, but at Paris RV, the show is just beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the biggest, baddest blowout RV sale this state, or any state for that matter, has ever seen before. Manufacturer's rebates are being held over for 1 week only, which means you still get amazing trailers at amazing show prices. Get down to any of our Utah locations in North Murray, South Murray, and Payson. It's the Paris RV show may be over, but the rebates are still on. Blowout sale.
The show may be over, but the deals are still on at Paris RV.
The new bifold door, now even better. Energy efficient, easy to operate, seamless indoor-outdoor living. Remodeling your home has never been easier. Peach Doors and Windows. Visit peachbuilding.com.
What was that?
Nothing to be worried about. Just part of the experience.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey. Come shop our flooring department for the latest carpet choices.
Why buy tires from Burt Brothers? We're glad you asked. Our tires come with the Burt Bundle, which includes all the tire maintenance you'll need for the life of your tires. Yes, tires need maintenance, like rotations, balancing, alignment checks, free flat repairs, and so much more. The Burt Bundle also includes the guaranteed lowest price on all of our tires. And right now, you can save hundreds on brand name tires like Goodyear, Bridgestone, Firestone, Michelin, and more. Burt Brothers, your one-stop shop for affordable, complete auto care done better.
You're doing it.
You got this.
Yes, this is great.
Your vehicle is your lifeline to the world. Keep it moving. Jiffy Lube Multicare.
Light it up.
America First Credit Union Thursday Night Lights. Dave Fox and Alema Harrington bring you the best games in the state.
This week, Mountain Ridge takes on Ridgeline.
Thursday Night Lights. Thursday at 7 on KJAZ 14. 2 News, breaking new developments on your phone and TV in the Ruby Frank case.
We're learning some new information about the YouTube influencer now charged with child abuse.
Millions of views on our YouTube page. Stay with 2 News Investigates every day, on air and online.
Welcome back to 2 News at 6. Before we go, we're going to get one last check of the weather.
Chief Meteorologist Sterling Polson is here celebrating his birthday with us tonight and giving us all kinds of weather, a potpourri of fun.
Yeah, we're going to have a very nice weekend. That's the good news, especially in southern Utah. You can see those temperatures in the 80s. We actually warm up into the 90s on Monday and Tuesday and back into the 80s on Wednesday and Thursday. And the winds a little bit on Thursday, and again tomorrow on Friday we'll see some gusty winds at times. For northern Utah, well, it's kind of soggy tonight and tomorrow. But then as we move into the weekend, check it out. We're back into the 70s. And then Monday Monday and Tuesday, we're back into the 80s. Wednesday and Thursday, well, it looks like we're back into the 70s again, but our normal high now is 78 degrees. So get out and enjoy some beautiful weather.
All right, 78 degrees sounds pretty perfect. Sterling, thank you. The Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt child abuse saga is just beginning.
And here at KUTV, we continue to share stories that you don't want to miss. We will report the latest case information and continue to speak to people who say that they've been impacted.
If you've missed any of our stories, you can find the extensive reporting so far on our YouTube page. From reporter stories right now to in-depth interviews, we have it all posted for you then. Again, just look for KUTV. A new law seeks to protect victims of domestic violence, but just 2 months into its enforcement, changes could be needed. Tonight at 10, the case is now raising questions about when it should be used. Plus, we talked to the law sponsor to find out if changes are now in the works. Join us right here on 2 News at 10 o'clock.
All right, see you then.
With any size electrical project around the house, all you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhour.com. Help with electrical projects and repairs is closer than you think. Call Any Hour Services or visit anyhour.com.
As a college golfer, I care a lot about my health.
Since I started taking Balance to Nature, it's given me the peace of mind that I'm getting my fruits and veggies.
Taking the fruits and veggies, I feel a lot more healthy, and my body feels a lot better as well.
Balance to Nature gives me that extra stamina to play well and keep playing well throughout my entire golf tournament.
Balance of Nature is just able to help my game and put me to the next level.
Balance of Nature has definitely improved my golf game.
Get 35% off of your first preferred order when you use discount code FOOTBALL.
Hey, let's go somewhere fun with AAA. Let's go for a night on the town. No kids. Let's go for a weekend away. Okay, let's bring the kids. But first, let's get this fixed.
AAA, your membership to go.
At Summit Foot and Ankle, we help you rise above the pain. Our expert podiatrists will listen, diagnose, and treat your ailment. Go online to schedule your appointment now.
The results are in, and it's official. Leasing an electric vehicle is now more affordable than buying or leasing gas-powered vehicles. But Jerry Center Kia makes it even more affordable, with savings up to $10,000 off new Kia EVs. Plug into Jerry Center Kia and save with $10,000 off new Kia EVs. We are the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region. We are Jerry Center Kia, South Jordan.
Protecting your skin year-round is so important. Here's what you need to know to enjoy the sun safely. Most skin cancer comes from UV radiation. Anyone can get skin cancer, no matter your skin color. Between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. is when the rays are the strongest, even when it's cloudy. Certain medicines can make your skin more sensitive. Always wear sunscreen and make sure it's at least SPF 30. Care for your skin today. Your future self will thank you.
Brought to you by 2 News, the Utah Department of Health and Human Services, Broadway Media, and Intermountain Health.
Tonight, Sophie Turner sues Joe Jonas.
I'm just so done.
The fight over their kids and why she says he blindsided her with the divorce. Then, Kerry Washington's eating disorder confession.
The body hatred, it was beyond my control.
How the disease nearly killed her and her battle today. Plus, Dancing with the Stars shutting down. More strike backlash as the WGA and studios hold a make-or-break meeting. Could an end be in sight? Then, more troubling allegations against Lizzo. ET's got the new legal docs and the former employee who filed them.
I felt like I was in a madhouse.
Plus, Shannon Bedore injured from her alleged DUI. Only we're with her Real Housewife co-star today.
I hope this is her rock bottom moment.
And it's gonna be me. In sync together again. Their big reveals while burning up hot ones.
I sang, it's gonna be me. And he was like, no. It's May.
E.T. starts now.
Kerry Washington opens up about her personal pain in her new memoir. She contemplated suicide, had a raging eating disorder. Welcome to Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah, we're going to dig deep into that. But y'all, celebrities had time today.
They had time.
There is a lot going on. We're going to start with Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, who in a shocking twist have now found themselves in what could be a very bitter custody battle.
You can see from Sophie's side that she's hitting back.
The Jonas Brothers are a great band, despite what every single person you talk to says.
This lawsuit is alleging that the children need to be returned immediately back to Sophie in England.
Sophie filed her 14-page lawsuit suing Joe today. Among the bombshell claims, the breakdown of the couple's 4-year marriage happened very suddenly after an argument on Joe's 34th birthday in August. She was blindsided and found out about the divorce from the media. She also accuses Joe of wrongfully detaining their 2 young children and refusing to return their passports.
It turns out that the parties did have an agreement to move to England. Sophie tells the story that the agreement was always to allow the children to tour with Joe simply for the month of August, based on the fact that her filming schedule wouldn't allow her to be with the children during the daytime as much.
Genuinely, being a dad rules.
Joe Jonas and his attorneys are saying, no, this case is in Florida. It's going to stay in Florida, and the kids are going to stay in Florida too. His legal team is basically saying, well, we filed first, and so you have to stick around here. Too bad, so sad.
This morning, a representative for Joe fired back, saying he and Sophie had a cordial meetup in New York on Sunday and reached an understanding about co-parenting. They call Sophie's filing misleading and a serious abuse of the legal system because she just wants to move the kids to the UK permanently.
You just really be decisive on what you want.
Also making headlines, Kerry Washington. The fiercely private star is opening up about her secret battle with an eating disorder that she says led her to contemplate suicide.
I was so high functioning, and the food took me out. Like the body dysmorphia, the body hatred, it was beyond my control. It scared me that I could want to not be here because I was in so much pain.
The 46-year-old details this painful part of her past in her new memoir, Thicker Than Water, out Tuesday.
By the time I got to college, my relationship with food and my body